I feel like so much has been said already, and this is an important topic to me, what you resist persists. I've been dealing a lot with thinking about memories lately and how we can hang on to our memories, and how we can, well, what I came up with is that it's like sometimes we think that same memory over, or we try to resist that memory. Something happened to us that, wasn't exactly pleasant, or, sometimes atrocious, thank you. And we just keep playing it in our minds, wanting it to have been different, resisting it. And then what I came up with was like, your memories can either rule you or you can rule them. Now listen to that, because there's something to be said. Your memories can rule you or you can rule them. I have spent time letting my memories rule me, affect how I think about the present moment, because it's based on some memory that I had that didn't turn out that way, or maybe it could, or maybe it wouldn't, and then I bring it into the present. So my memory's ruling me, right? It's ruling me. It's making me react to this present situation from that place. And that's not what we teach in the science of mind. We teach that everything is new in every moment, and that what we resist persists because we hold it in place, right? And what we focus on grows. I mean, we know this as a scientific fact. It's called the observer effect, and it's been proven in quantum science that when you look at something, it actually changes it. If everything's waves and particles, this is maybe hard to believe, but when you look away, it's just waves. And when you look at it, it becomes what you see. And that's why we all have different experiences, and we all see things differently. And we could all be having the same exact experience, and one of us could see it totally differently. And we could, think about it, there's been times in our history when things were really, really, really bad, and people prospered during those times. And then there were others that jumped off buildings, right? It's all the way we look at it. And I think it's really important right now. I wanted to go back to the prayer for our country, because we didn't mention that this was a spiritual mind treatment. And we're taught that we can look at a discordant fact in the face and we can change it. That's a quote from Ernest Holmes. That we can look. So it doesn't mean that we don't look at what's happening. We look at it. We're conscious of it. We know that it's there. But then we have to turn away from it. If we don't turn away from it and know something different, then it's never going to change. So if we turn away from it and fortify ourselves to think about it differently, to think about how he said this prayer, this stuff wasn't happening at the time. He was projecting that is happening in the present moment. And then what happens is it unfolds. So spiritual mind treatment is present. It's present, and even though you're not seeing it right now that's happening, you know that by continuing to visualize it, continuing to be persistent about it, to continually not persistent to resist, but to persistent in the truth of what you want your life to be, what you want for this country, what you want for whatever, that you're persistent and seeing it. And that what has to happen is, because it's vibrational, it has to change. But I think what can happen sometimes is we're not persistent enough in the truth. We're continuing to resist what's happening instead of going back and saying, what is it that I want for my life right now? What do we want for this center right now? How do I see it unfolding? How do I see more people in these seats? And what are they coming for? What do I stand for? Those kinds of things. And actually looking at them and feeling them and then treating for them from that place. So in your life, if there's something that you feel like you want to change because it's just not the way you want it to be, And you can't control another person. So forget that. That's like the part of it that's not possible. But you can see the other person in a different way. You can see the beauty in that person, or the magnificence in that person, or the health in that person. And by you doing that, you're influencing the subjective, the one mind, the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. So we came here equipped. I hear angels. They're speaking to me right now. We came here equipped for healing. That's what we came here for. I mean, we're equipped. We're totally, completely equipped. Have you ever watched your finger heal when you get a cut? You're equipped. It's like, but what does it happen from? It happens from the inside out. And that's where the only place it can really, truly happen is from the inside out. So as we're looking, as Ernest Holmes wrote this prayer for our country, and as we focused on that today, we made a change. On the quantum level, on the subjective level, there was a change that took place. And it is taking place. And now what we have to do with our lives, with this country, with everything, is to keep it up. Keep up the love. Keep up the compassion on the small scale of our own lives and our own, because we're just a microcosm of the macrocosm. So keep it up in our own lives in every moment. As Patrick was saying, don't do anything if it's not making you happy or joyful. If you're forcing yourself to do something, then you need to re-examine why you're forcing yourself to do it. You need to re-examine what could bring more joy to you in that situation, whatever it is. I'm not saying you should let go of all your responsibilities or anything. I'm just saying that we spend a lot of our time not being in joy and just forcing life. And life is meant to be lived in joy. It really is. We're amazing, incredible, powerful, loving beings that have everything within us to change our lives. And forget about everybody else's life, our life. We have the ability to change everything in our life that we want to change. We are not trapped. We are not tied down. We are not any of that. We are free. We're like the butterfly that you talked about. Anything that we've been going through, personally or collectively, is only to make us stronger, is only to go deeper, is only to evolve at a higher level of consciousness. That's what it's about. I am so this is so important. It's so important to me in my own life, and I'm just talking to myself right now and hoping and knowing that maybe you're getting something from it, but I know for myself that if I'm not in joy, lots of stuff happens to me. I gain weight, I get testy, I don't communicate well, I want to hide in my house, whatever. But when I go into my joy, my creativity, I don't know about you, but what I find is getting creative is the best way to get out of a funk. Yes. But you know why it is? Because we're creative. And when we stifle it, when we're projecting our energy out in ways that are stuck, then we're taking all that energy that we could be using for creativity, and we're forcing it over here to some things that we want to change in the outside world that we can't possibly change. And we're forcing it, and we've stopped our creativity, we've stopped our energy, and our energy is free. We don't even have to pay for it. It's totally free, and we get to decide how we want to use it. Nobody can take that away from us. It's our energy. It's our vibration. And it's so important right now to keep ourselves in a joyful place, in a creative place, in a loving place, in a compassionate place, in a place where we can be a beacon of light in the world. And that's the only purpose of this center, is to help people to get to that place when they're not in that place, and for us all to help each other to stay in that place when it's hard to. That's our whole purpose here. That's the whole purpose of the science of mind and spirit, is to live the best life possible, because you have tools. We have tools that we can use. We have them, and they work. So I haven't even looked at one of my notes, and I don't think there's anything else I want to say besides that if you have a situation and you feel stuck in it, I'm not saying don't feel the feelings of that situation. Feel them. Let them rip. Feel them. Get angry. Stamp your feet. Jump up and down. Do all of that. But then, what happens? You honor them. And if there's a way to resolve them, you resolve it. If you could talk to somebody or talk yourself into a different state, then resolve it. But if you can't resolve that particular situation, then it's time to move on. And bless it. Bless it. I have one that I'm working on now, and I have to it's from a long time ago, so don't worry, it's not about anybody in here. I have to bless that and realize that I got to let it go. I'm not going to change that situation. I'm only going to change the way I look at it. And then once I've let it go, I'm free. Free to be here and now in this present moment. What a beautiful gift we've been given to have this beautiful present moment. So, what can I say? Stop resisting, because you know where that's going to get you. Stop focusing where you don't want to focus, and go and say, this is what I want for my life. I want to be happy. I want to be joyful. And I'm going to work on that. And that's the only thing I'm going to work on. And I'm going to help other people get there at the same time. Namaste.